Hare Krishna. Welcome to the lockdown program with Krishna under the umbrella of Govardhan Hill. Today we are reading and discussing the most beautiful Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam.
Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Śrīmad Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Śrīmad Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nivishesha Shunya Hari Pastimes Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nivishesha Shunya Hari Pastimes Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gattatha Shri Vasani Gaura Bhaktarinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gattatha Shri Vasani Gaura Bhaktarinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gattatha Shri Vasani Gaura Bhaktarinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gattatha Shri Vasani Gaura Bhaktarinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gattatha Shri Vasani Gaura Bhaktarinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gattatha Shri Vasani Gaura Bhaktarinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Krishna Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gauranitai, Jaya 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 Nitai Sachi Sundar, Nitai Sachi Sundar, Nitai Sachi Sundar, Nitai Sachi Sundar, Jai Nitai Sachi Sundar, Nitai Sachi Sundar, Nitai Sachi Sundar, Jaya Nitai Sachi Sundar, Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan, Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada, Jai Gurudev, 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 Jaya Gurudev, Jai Gurudev, 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 Jai Gurudev.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Samir, welcome. Kanta Mataji, Ben, Pandava Prabhu and Bhagavati Mataji is here, and Rashmi and Dharm. Oh, isn't that nice? We missed you, Kirtan, now. We can do another Kirtan. So, welcome, Pandava Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Do you want to do a little bit more Kirtan? We missed you, Kirtan, so much.
Sure. Thank you very much. Sorry we missed you too. There were so many other weird arrangements. I just got back from emergency room after being there for 24 hours. And so or we can join for, let's say, for 40 minutes the most.
Okay.
Because I need to get myself together. So.
Okay. Yes, it sounds like very busy on your side.
Yes. So,
Kirtan.
as we all know, today is Varahadeva appearance day,
Yes.
isn't it?
No, I think it was yesterday, the fasting.
No, today.
No, it's not today. But tomorrow is Lord Nityananda's appearance.
Vraha appearance day is today, probably.
Is it?
Yes, today.
Today.
Let's see.
Anyway, we can celebrate every day, but
Yes.
it's good that we meet today now so we can sing now.
Yes, it is today. Varahadeva. Of course it is. But the fasting was done yesterday. That's
Yes.
all mixed up. The feast is today.
Okay.
Okay, so do you have any bit of Kirtan for us?
Yes.
Okay, the microphone is all yours.
Okay, thank you.
Vasati dashana sikrade daranita valagna shashini kalanka kalevani magna keshavadrita shukadarupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Vasati Dashana Shikhare Dharanita Valagna Shashini Kalanka Kalevani Magna Keshavadrita Shukadarupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Vasati Dashana Sikhare Dharanita Valagna Shashini Kalanka Kalevani Magna Keshavadrita Shukadarupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Varahadeva 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 Jaya Varahadeva Jaya Varahadeva 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 Jaya Varahadeva Jaya Varahadeva 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 Jaya Varahadeva 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 Jaya Varahadeva
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Nityananda Ram 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 Nityananda Ram, Nityananda Ram,
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 Nityananda Ram, Nityananda Ram.
Nityananda Ram, Nityananda Ram.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hey, Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Pandava Prabhuji and Bhagavati Mataji. Jai Nityananda Ram Ki Jai. So, welcome, Samir, Kanta Mataji, Pandava Prabhu, Bhagavati Mataji, Dharm and Ben. Where is Rashmi? She disappeared. Okay. So, tomorrow is Nityananda Prabhu's appearance. Pandava Prabhu or Bhagavati Mataji, do you have a little bit something to read from Chaitanya Bhagavat? Or anywhere else about Lord Nityananda?
Yes, we have.
Can you come a bit closer? You are very faint.
Is it better now?
A bit, yes.
So, in Chaitanya Bhagavatam, there is very nice little episode that gives let's say unusual insight into Lord Nityananda's personality. So, I guess you might have also something, but let me read. This is in Antyakanda. So there is a small episode in Jagannath Puri. So it is says that Sri Nityananda was always submerged in mellows of transcendental love of Sri Chaitanya. This would make him restless and cause him to act without any restraint, purely according to his own sweet will. Once, while in the temple, he rushed towards the deity of Jagannath, wanting to embrace the Lord. Even the temple sentries could not keep him in check. Then one day, he jumped on the golden altar and entwined his arms around deity of Lord Balaram. The sentry on the duty, seeing him, came rushing at him to bring him down from the altar. However, as soon as his hands touched Nityananda in trying to arrest him, the sentry went flying back at least 7 paces. Unperturbed, Nityananda Prabhu lifted the flower garland from around Balarama's neck and put it onto his own neck. He got down and walked away majestically like the king of the elephants. The sentry, still bewildered, quickly got up. He thought himself, this sannyasi is certainly endowed with some superhuman powers, because no one can get away unpunished after attaching Lord Balaram. I have the strength to keep the mad elephant in check, and surely a human being cannot escape my grip. I definitely had him in a strong grip, and yet the very next moment I found myself blown away like a dry grass. The next time the guard saw Nityananda, who approached him with utmost humility. Sri Nityananda's character is like that of an innocent child. he immediately forgave the guard and embraced him. So that's the little pastimes from Jagannath Puri.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Okay, very nice. I have also a little story. Here, we know Lord Chaitanya sent Haridas Thakur and Nitai from door to door and asking the people to chant the holy name of the Lord. So here is a little. Haridas spoke to Advaitacharya. The Lord has sent me out with an extremely restless person. If I go in one direction, he will find another. He will jump into the crocodile-infested swelling monsoon waters of the Ganga and try to catch the crocodiles. I stand on the bank shouting for him to return, but he ignores everything and floats downstream like a dead man. If he sees a young boy on the banks, he suddenly gets up and goes shouting angrily at the boy. Soon the boy is irate. Parents arrive with sticks, and then I have to plead and beg with them before sending them away. He steals butter and cream from the milkman and then runs away, and when I get caught, they want to beat me up. He is always doing the sort of activities that are incorrigible and beyond all logic. If he comes across a young maiden, he asks her to marry him. He sits on a bull shouting Mahesh, and if he sees a cow, he milks her and drinks the milk. When I try to advise him on his activities, he mocks you, saying, "What can that Advaita of yours do to me? And that person whom you call Chaitanya, what can he do to me?" I repeat nothing of all this to Lord Chaitanya. Today I was saved only by the Lord's grace. These two drunks were lying in the street in a stupor, and he went up to them and tried to preach to them about Krishna. They were enraged and charged at us, and we were saved from death today only by your mercy. Very much amused, Advaita said, "This is nothing special for him. An intoxicated person should join other drunks. He is drunk with Krishna Prem, so he should join the other too. As a renunciate devotee, you have no business in such company. I know Nityananda's character and ability. He will make everyone intoxicated with divine love. Wait another few days, he will also bring those two in the Vaishnava fold." Of course, those two were Chagai and Madai. So that was just a little excerpt from Chaitanya Bhagavat about what the mischievous activities of Lord Nityananda going out with Haridas Thakur preaching. Hare Krishna. So I think we can safely go to our Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Today we have the 1533. That's the verse we're looking at today. We're carrying on from last time. And I'll put it just now in the chat. 1533, it's in the chat. So who wants to take, it's a beautiful verse. Who wants to take that first shloka on? It's a very beautiful shloka. Welcome back, Rashmi. So, who wants to take that shloka? Anyone? Volunteers for reading.
I can do it, Prabhuji.
Okay, you do it. The microphone is yours.
Text 33. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Amyo yascha bhutanam jayate yena suvrata tadeva hayam dravyam na punati chikitsitam. Translation: O good soul, does not a thing applied therapeutically cure a disease which was caused by that very same thing? Purport: an expert physician treats his patient with a therapeutic diet. For example, milk preparations sometimes cause disorder of the bowels, but the very same milk converted into curd and mixed with some other remedial ingredients will cure such disorders. Similarly, the threefold miseries of material existence cannot be mitigated simply by material activities. Such activities have to be spiritualized, just as by fire, iron is made red hot, and thereby the action of fire begins. Similarly, the material conception of a thing is at once changed as soon as it is put into the service of the Lord. That is the secret of spiritual success. We should not try to lord it over material nature, nor should we reject material things. The best way to make the best use of a bad bargain is to use everything in relationship with the Supreme Spiritual Being. Everything is an emanation from the Supreme Spirit, and by His inconceivable power, He can convert spirit into matter and matter into spirit. Therefore, a material thing, so-called, is at once turned into spiritual force by the great will of the Lord. The necessary condition for such a change is to employ so-called matter in the service of the spirit. That is why, to treat our material diseases and elevate ourselves to the spiritual plane where there is no misery, no lamentation, and no fear. When everything is thus employed in the service of the Lord, we can experience that there is nothing except the Supreme Brahman. The Vedic mantra that everything is Brahman is thus realized by us.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. Beautiful verse, beautiful shloka. Can you say a few words about it?
Prabhuji, I cannot, because the translation and the purport are not. I've understood what Prabhupada is saying in the purport, but I cannot connect the translation and the purport. I am not able to make any connection between the two things.
Okay, someone else can? What about you, Samir? Can you summarize? Can you make a connection between the translation and the purport?
Hare Krishna, everybody. Dhanvat pranams. I just fell asleep. I'm so tired. Sorry.
Hare Krishna.
I missed it.
I'm so sorry. You're so tired and you're coming. You're a great soul. What about Ben? Can you make the connection between the text and the purport? Okay.
Which verse was that?
Hare Krishna. That is 33.
No. Well, from the translation, I would say that although a devotee and a non-devotee seem to be, or would appear to be doing the same activities, there is a world of difference between the two, because the devotee is acting in relation to the Supreme Lord. So therefore his activities are dedicated to Krishna. And on the other hand, the fruitive workers, their motivation is based on self and extended self. Therefore, their activity causes them bondage. But because the devotee is acting on behalf of the Supreme Lord, and he's dedicating his activities to the Lord, he's freed from the bondages. That's the difference. That's the gist what I get from this translation.
Thank you, Ben. Yes, very nice. And I thought this is really a doctor's verse because there is a lot about therapeutic, and there is a very strong correlation between the verse and the purport. It's, as Ben just explained, it's all about, it's quite a very interesting thing. I often have given the example of on Parikram, let's say around Govardhan Hill, we get a thorn in our foot and we have nothing to take the thorn out. So we take another thorn to take the thorn out, because the thorn is a kind of almost like a twister or like a needle. And so with the help of a thorn, we take the thorn out. So here we have a situation that we are in this material world and we have the propensity to lord it over. Lord it over material energy means exploiting material energy for our own enjoyment. So that is a disease. The cure of the disease is that we're taking that very same material energy, but to various degrees, progressively, we employing this in the service of the Lord. Praknesh, welcome, Hare Krishna. So we employing this same material energy in the service of the Lord. Like Srila Prabhupada gave that example of some stomach upset from milk or too much milk products, and then curd, which is also a milk product, with some other ingredients, is a cure. So it's like the thorn is a cure to take the thorn out. So here is a curd and some other ingredients is a cure for our indigestion from milk products. So very often, I think so, and Rashmi, you correct me if I'm right or not, when someone is poisoned, he can have an antidote, another kind of poison to counteract. So this shloka is all about just turning our propensity to enjoy this material energy of the Lord into service, using that very same energy instead of enjoying it selfishly for our own purposes. We just let Krishna enjoy it. It's such a simple recipe. And as soon as we take this material energy and employing it, offering it to the Lord, in an instant, our lusty desires of enjoying, exploiting, lording over her are immediately vanquished. They're immediately turned into devotional service. It's a miracle. That is a wonderful process of just weaning ourselves off from our propensity of enjoying this material energy. Take that same material energy and offer it to the Lord. Hare Krishna. Any questions? Comments? Hare Krishna. Braknesh, are you well?
Haribol Prabhuji, I'm very well. Thank you very much. How are you?
Yes, thank you very well. I think everybody is well. We have Samir from Africa here, Pandava Prabhu, Bhagavati Mataji, Dharm, Rashmi, Ben, and myself. And we're very happy to see you.
Very nice. Thank you so much. And lovely to see everybody still connecting with.
Will you stay for a bit, or will you stay all the while?
I will stay all the while. I feel conscious that I've not attended in some time, so today
Oh,
I'm here.
wow, that is extraordinary. So all the while means till 8:30.
Okay, no problem at all. My pleasure.
Okay, so just listen. And if you have any questions, please just ask.
I'll do that. Haribol. Thank you, Prabhuji.
So, do we have any question more to this shloka? Any comment, any question? Rashmi, you understand now? The connection? Don't say no.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, let's move on. Who wants to take the next shloka? 34.
I'll take it, Prabhuji.
Thank you very much. The microphone is yours.
Yadatra kriyate karma bhagavat paritosanam jnanam yattad adinam hi bhakti yoga samanvitam.
Which verse are you on, Ben?
35.
No, 34, I think.
Oh, sorry. Excuse
Oh,
me.
thank you, Pandava Prabhu Bhagavati Mataji. It was wonderful you have you at least for some time. Okay. 34.
Excuse me, I made a mistake. So, 34. Evam nrinam kriya yoga sarvi samstri hetava ta evatma vinasaya kalpanti kalpita pare. Translation. Thus, when all a man's activities are dedicated to the service of the Lord, those very activities which caused his perpetual bondage become the destroyer of the tree of work. Fruitive work, purport by His Divine Grace, Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Fruitive work which has perpetually engaged the living being is compared to the banyan tree in the Bhagavad Gita, for it is certainly very deeply rooted. As long as the propensity for enjoying the fruit of work is there, one has to continue the transmigration of the soul from one body or place to another, according to one's nature of work. The propensity for enjoyment may be turned into the desire for serving the mission of the Lord. By doing so, one's activities is changed into karma yoga, or the way by which one can attain spiritual perfection while engaging in the work for which he has a natural tendency. Here the word Atma indicates the categories of all fruitive work. The conclusion is that when the result of all fruitive work, of fruitive and other work is dovetailed with the service of the Lord, it will cease to generate further karma and will gradually develop into transcendental devotional service, which will not only cut off completely the root of the banyan tree of work, but will also carry the performer to the lotus feet of the Lord. The summary is that one has to, first of all, seek the association of pure devotees, who not only are learned in the Vedanta, but are self-realized souls and unalloyed devotees of Lord Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead. In that association, the neophyte devotees must render loving service physically and mentally without reservation. This service attitude will induce the great souls to be more favorable in bestowing their mercy, which injects the neophyte with all the transcendental qualities of the pure devotees. Gradually, this is developed into a strong attachment to hearing the transcendental pastimes of the Lord, which make him able to catch up the constitutional position of the gross and subtle bodies, and beyond them, the knowledge of pure soul and his eternal relation with the Supreme Soul, the personality of Godhead. After the relation is ascertained by establishment of the eternal relation, pure devotional service to the Lord begins, gradually developing into perfect knowledge of the personality of Godhead, beyond the purview of impersonal Brahman and localized Paramatma. By such Purushottama yoga, as it is stated in the Bhagavad Gita, one is made perfect even during the present corporeal existence, and one exhibits all good qualities of the Lord to the highest percentage. Such is the gradual development by association of pure devotees.
Yeah, thank you, Ben. Hare Krishna. Can you say a few words, summary, or what are the main points, please?
Well, Prabhupada's, he's using the chapter from Bhagavad Gita, Yoga of the Supreme Person, Purushottama Yoga, to present examples and demonstrate the points that he's making in relation to this verse. That the conditioned souls, they're attached to the tree, the banyan tree is given as the example. So they're attached to the tree, and they're searching all the branches and the leaves in pursuit of sensual enjoyment and material happiness. So Prabhupada's giving that example of how this entanglement is there, and he's also giving the remedy for this entanglement. That the living entity has to seek out the association of a pure devotee and render service to these pure devotees. Through rendering service to the pure devotees can bestow their mercy upon you, and through this mercy we can become infused, inspired, and motivated to hear more and more about the Supreme Lord, and hence become purified, become detached from this banyan tree.
Thank you very much, Ben. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada hints at the Bhagavad Gita. I have here a couple of verses about the banyan tree. In the 15th chapter, the first verse, the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "It is said that there is an imperishable banyan tree that has its roots upwards and the branches down, and whose leaves are the Vedic hymns. One who knows this tree is a knower of the Vedas." The branches of this tree extend downwards and upwards, nourished by the three modes of material nature. The twigs are the objects of the senses. This tree also has roots going down, and these are bound to the fruitive actions of human society. And the next verse, "And the real form of this tree cannot be perceived in this world." Because, the example is given that the roots are up and the branches are down, like a reflection we talked quite many times on that example, a reflection of a tree in the water, with the branches down and the roots are up. And it appears like a tree, but we cannot enjoy the fruits of that reflection. So that next verse it says, the real form of this tree cannot be perceived in this world. No one can understand where it ends, where it begins, or where its foundation is. But with determination one must cut down this strongly rooted tree with a weapon of detachment. Thereafter one must seek that place from which, having gone, one never returns, and there surrender to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, from whom everything began and from whom everything has extended since time immemorial. Ben, you want to say something more? Your mic is on? No, okay. Anyone has any question or wants to say something? This tree is this is a material entanglement. Since time immemorial, we are sometimes up in the higher planetary systems and enjoying in Indraloka and other Svarga planets, and sometimes we are down in the lower and Patala, up and down, and we just, since time immemorial, we trying to enjoy the fruits of our work. So for the first time coming in contact with a pure devotee, for the first time we get an opportunity of cutting that tree down in a very nice way, using this material energy in the service of the Lord to our various degrees. And we have spoken about that many times also when we have children. Sometimes we feed the children, encouraging the small children to eat something. So we take a spoon of food and the child gives the spoon, one for you and one for me, and so on. So that encourages the child to imitate and to eat before the child knows he has eaten what he was supposed to eat. So we do that with Krishna, one for Krishna, one for me. That's a starting point. Then if we progress further, 2 for Krishna, 1 for me. 3 for Krishna, 50% for Krishna, 50 for me. 70, 80% for Krishna. We offer the fruits of our work to Krishna. It's not that these fruits of our work are lost to us. We offer Krishna prasad and we starve, and Krishna is eating it all. Of course, it would be nice if he would eat it all, then we are liberated immediately on the spot. But he will give it back. So we offer, it's a mentality behind of including Krishna in, rather than if we have not Krishna in the center, we are forced to become the enjoyers. And then we are entangled in our karma, birth after birth, millions and millions of times. So now we have that opportunity to cutting that tree down. We have that knowledge, that whatever comes to us, we offer it to the Lord in an act of sacrifice. And that is in Bhagavad Gita also saying, Yakya needs to be performed, sacrifice. Samir.
Yeah, I'd just like to point out on that particular point as well, is that you have to do it with love. Love is the main ingredient. So, whatever we're offering, or we offer it to the Lord, but we offer it with love, and there should be no other motivation there. That I'm doing this. Obviously, at first it's very difficult, but afterwards, it should be just with love, and you should not be expecting anything in return. It's just done with, your pure heart.
Ben.
I'd just like to make a point in relation to that. Because we might not, in the initial stages, we might not have love. You
We
know?
definitely don't have. That's the beginning.
No, that's the point I'm trying to make. But I think, well, from my understanding, that love is bhakti. It develops over time. We don't have pure love for Krishna at this moment, but we're kind of assured our promise, that if we persist with the process and we have the shraddha and we have the attachment, and then the different degrees of bhakti will arise in our heart spontaneously, just through as a matter of course, it's because Krishna, it's all based on Krishna's desire, in the sense that he chooses to reveal himself and to bestow this love upon us. And then when we have that love, of course, we can offer everything and anything with love to Krishna. But I'm just making the point that in the beginning stages, we don't really have that kind of love to offer anything to Krishna, Otherwise, it might be a sentiment, but that's not real. That's not the kind of love that we're talking about. I just wanted to make that point.
Okay, thank you. Yes, two important points you just mentioned. The sentiment that love, we're speaking love means Krishna prema. That is a very, very advanced stage. So sentiment we have before that stage. Even at the very beginning, we have some sentiment. So if we don't have that love, what shall we do? That is a question. Ben, your hand is up.
Fake it till you make it.
Fake it till you make it. There is actually some truth in it. Fake it till you make it. When the brother of Garga Muni, brother of Brahmananda Swami, late Brahmananda Swami, he came a bit later. Brahmananda Swami was first joining Srila Prabhupada, and Garga Muni a bit later. And the devotees by that time, they had figured out that they're bowing down whenever Srila Prabhupada enters the temple room. But Garga Muni did not bow down. And he explained to Brahmananda, his brother, I don't bow down because I don't feel like. And if I don't feel like bowing down and I bow down, it's fake. It's not real. And so one day he didn't bow down, and one day he raised his hand and said, Srila Prabhupada, you may have noticed I don't bow down because I don't feel like bowing down. And if I bow down and it doesn't come from inside, and then that is fake. And that seems to be not right. So Srila Prabhupada told him, you should bow down. And by bowing down, that feeling will come. And he did that, and that feeling came. So fake it till we make it. In that sense, of course, we don't fake for the show for others. That has no value. But at the beginning, we just do things out of duty. Out of duty, we may not. There is sentiments there. Yes, we may not have said love, said Krishna prema or bhava, highly advanced stages. We are still on the anartha nivritti, clearing stage, and faith is there, yes, and a bit of ruchi maybe is there as well. So we're going through the stages of nishta, of steadiness, ruchi, taste, asakti, attachment, bhava, transcendental emotional exchanges, and prema. Then it comes prema. So it's not a cheap thing. Of course, there are some groups pseudo-spiritual groups are called Prakrita Sahajias. They're faking in a cheap way. They're faking transcendental emotions, not faking to, as we just explained, to imitating. It's not faking really, imitating to make some spiritual advancement. No, say faking advanced spiritual symptoms while at the same time engaging in sinful activities. So that is Prakrita Sahajias. That is a cheap show, really. But imitating is good. That story with Gargamuni and Brahmananda Swami, I explained that my story also many times when I first came to the temple with my friend, and everybody bowed down. In the Western society, nobody's bowing down. That is unheard of, someone bowing down. So also the devotees bowed down, offered obeisances whenever they came in the temple, when the curtain is open, and Govinda, Madi, Purusham, morning Aarti. So I bowed down with a sentiment, I don't understand what is it all about, but everybody is bowing down, so I will just imitate, not fake it. Fake it is implying fake it as a show for everybody else. No, I imitated, and in due course of time, I may understand what it is all about. And in due course of time, I did understand. My friend, he was too proud. He said, I don't bow down in front of anyone. So that is a difference, big difference of pride and a willingness to learn. Okay, anything?
Prabhuji,
Yes.
Prabhuji, what to talk of love that's so high? I can give you my example from yesterday. Faith is the lowermost, not lowermost, is the starting point, isn't it?
Yes.
So I would have thought in my head, and I was thinking in my head, I have faith. But yesterday what happened, I will give you an example, how I just proved to myself I don't have even an ounce of faith after what I did. So I found out, somebody informed me that a friend has managed to have, even though she's not a doctor, and she's a young person, she has managed to get herself vaccinated, her entire family vaccinated. And I was very surprised when I learned that, because the rules are very strict. There is a process, first frontline, then such age group, then blah, 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 blah. So, and I have not had my second vaccine, though I am every day coming into contact with patients. So, and nobody, it's not only me, most of the hospital staff have not had their second doses because this government is deciding to do its own thing. So I was quite upset. Let me not use the word upset. I was angry and envious that how can this is so unfair. How can this young girl who has not contributed even one dime towards the pandemic, to the community, to the society in any way, and how can they, sitting at home, get the vaccine? I was very envious. I was so affected that I could not even, yesterday was Ekadashi, and I was struggling to chant because all the time in my head, it was going round and round and round that I must report this. I must report this GP who has given it to her. These people are using their powerful contacts and getting the vaccine. So it went in my head and it affected me really yesterday. I was angry. I was envious. This morning, I was so angry still that I was doing Bhagavad Gita class with my father, and I started the class with that such and such has happened, and I'm very upset about it. My father is Hanuman Bhakt. He told me such a simple thing. He told me only one sentence, that you don't need a vaccine. Krishna is your vaccine. And who has protected you? Who has protected you, me, all of us throughout this? The vaccine has only arrived. 1 year, you have been fine, though you are going to hospital every day. We are fine. I'm so old and I'm so frail. We don't need any vaccine. Don't worry about it. And don't worry about me also not getting the vaccine. So see that man and see me. And he told me, next what he says to me, I didn't expect this from you. Where is your faith? So I felt so ashamed of myself that actually, see, this man, I am teaching Bhagavad Gita. He's my father. I teach him Bhagavad Gita. And look at what he's telling me. He's teaching me faith today. So faith is, what I was trying to say is, we think we may be, we may have faith, but sometimes when it is put to test, we realize there is nothing there. There is no faith even. So love is such a high level. I'm not even...
Okay. It's not black and white, is it? There is faith and there is no faith there. If there wasn't any faith, you wouldn't even be here or would have ever even come in contact with Krishna consciousness. But that faith you're describing of completely depending on Krishna, that's a very advanced faith of completely depending on Krishna, a very advanced faith. If someone has that faith and be completely dependent on Krishna, it's advanced stage. So we may not have that at this particular point, or sometimes we have it and sometimes we don't have it. So faith will grow. And association with devotees, and particular association with a pure devotee, that is inspiring that faith, and it will grow and eventually will completely depend on Krishna's protection. Ben.
No, Rashmi, I completely understand how you feel the way you felt. It's normal for you to feel angry. I don't think you were feeling envious. I just think you felt angry because it was like an injustice, and I think it's all right to become angry at some injustices, but it's a bit of corruption going on as well. It's not very, very nice, and I understand why you would feel angry.
Okay, thank you, Ben. Samir.
I'm just thinking that, of course, love is very high level. But if we ask the Lord as well sincerely, if we pray sincerely to the Lord to help us, because, at the beginning it's very, very hard. And, Maya is very strong, and we've been conditioned for many, many lifetimes, hundreds and millions of lifetimes. So it's very difficult. But if we're sincere, then the Lord will listen to our prayers. And, we just have to surrender to Him and say to Him that, Lord, I can't fight this Maya on my own, because Maya is your energy. But you help me, please, because if you help me, then only will I be able to serve you and surrender. Because, like I said, Maya is Krishna's energy, and we can't fight Krishna's energy. We have to have the help of Guru and Krishna. So if we just, from the bottom of our hearts pray that Krishna, I really want to serve you. I've had enough of this material world, and I would like to come back home where I belong. But I need your help. And Krishna will reciprocate with you. But you have to be sincere. Sincere is the key thing, And then, from that, the love starts to grow after that.
Yay, thank you very much, Samir. Yes, sincerity is the only qualification. From that sincerity, everything else will grow. So, how to become Krishna conscious? It has been said so many times. How to become Krishna conscious? One sincere desire. And of course, as you said, Samir, we must have had enough of the material entanglement. We must be aware we're getting nowhere. We haven't been getting anywhere for millions of lifetimes, and we want to. We suffered enough. We want to get out of it. That's important. One thing to Rashmi, Krishna is so kind, and you must see it like that too. That you teaching your father Bhagavad Gita, and he has arranged whatever he said from his faith. That's a lesson. He reminded you on, and we get so many reminders. Krishna is arranging so many things of reminding us what we shall do. So you're teaching your father Bhagavad Gita lesson. With his few words, he taught you a lesson back. And why not? Hare Krishna. So we're trying, as devotees, we're learning at every step. We're learning something. Even from not Hanuman Bhaktas, we can learn even from ordinary people. Not that we're learning and they're teaching us how to go to the pub or whatever, but something may happen. Take the example of Srila Prabhupada. A doctor told him if he doesn't do some exercise, if he doesn't walk at least, then his life will be not very long. And this doctor wasn't a drunkard. And Srila Prabhupada took that advice very seriously. And from that onwards, he went every morning without fail. He went on a morning walk, most the time or all the time, accompanied by his disciples. And we have a whole compilation of morning walks. These were very nice morning walks because he gave very philosophical lessons and questions and answers, and devotees have taped these, and it's all written down, and it's called morning walks. So Srila Prabhupada made a point, one can take gold even from a dirty place. So one can take some good advice even from a drunkard doctor. So we coming on our spiritual journey from various angles and in various opportunities arise where someone, Krishna through someone, is actually telling us something. And if we are always eager to learn, then we're in a good position. Ben.
No, I was just thinking that because Krishna's omnipotent nature, and because he's present everywhere, in everyone's heart. So, I mean, Krishna can literally manifest himself anywhere and everywhere. So if he wants to talk to you through another person, he can.
Absolutely. Very good. Absolutely. Okay. Are there any more? We're running towards the end. We want to do 5 minutes more Kirtan. Any other questions or comments to that shloka or that what we have discussed? Anything? If not, let's go in a bit of Kirtan.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Jai Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jai Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jai Krishna Balaram, Jai Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Jai Giri Govardhan, Jai Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Jai Giri, Giri Giri, Giri Giri Govardhan, Jai Nitai Sachi Sundar, Nitai Sachi Sundar, Nitai Sachi Sundar, Jai Nitai Sachi Sundar, Nitai Sachi Sundar, Nitai Sachi Sundar, Nitai Sachi Sundar, Jai Nitai Sachi Sundar, Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, Jai Gurudev, 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 Jai Gurudev, 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 Jai Gurudev. Vanchakalpa tarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Vanchakalpa tarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananda Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai, Prem Se Go Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktarinda Ki Jai. Let us offer our most respectful obeisances to all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord. They are just like desire trees, and they can fulfill the desires of everyone, and they're full of compassion to the fallen, unconditioned souls. Here we stop for tonight. Anyone has any last comments or something to say before we leave? Thank you very much for coming along, Samir, even though it is late, 3 hours later, 11:30 at night and very hot. So thank you for making that endeavor and participating and making beautiful contributions as well. Thank you. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Rashmi, for the nice story. Your father is quite a wonderful man. Thank you, Bragnesh, for staying all the way here. I hope you got something out of that.
I did. Very nice, Prabhuji. Very lovely. Very nice indeed. Thank you.
It was wonderful of having you here. Greet Harish Bhai from all of us. We're missing him as well.
He sends his regards. I spoke to him yesterday. We were talking about you, Prabhuji. So he just sends his love, and he's looking forward to returning to Leicester and seeing you all very soon.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Dharm, for being here. And here we stop for tonight, and we'll meet again on Saturday. And of course, we know as Lord Nityananda appears tomorrow, Lord Chaitanya is not far away. Gaur Purnima, we're coming towards Gaur Purnima. Time is rushing by. And of course, these festivals and Lord Nityananda's appearance tomorrow, these are very, very auspicious days. And we shall
do some extra effort in our devotional activities, extra reading, extra chanting, extra remembering, extra prasadam, cooking nicely, whichever we can manage. Anything else?
Prabhuji, I have a question.
Okay.
About Ekadashi. So yesterday was Ekadashi. So I was looking at the timings and all that. So it said that the something Dwadashi ends
Dwadashi,
at
yes.
Dwadashi ends at something like that 12:35. So and Varshana Mataji texted me to say it's fasting till noon. And then when I read that ISKCON's website about the fasting, it says you must break your there was a word prasan something time, and that was till 9 o'clock or something. So so can you just tell me, do you break your fast at that prasan time, or
Yes,
you had to?
yes, I have in my
12:30.
calendar.
What exactly?
I try. It's sometimes I'm failing, but I try very much. Breakfast time for every Ekadashi. There's a breakfast time. Yesterday it was between 1 minute past
Today.
7, sunrise, and 10:32. So that is.
No, the fast was broken today, no?
Huh?
The fast had to be broken today.
Today between 7:01 and 10:32.
Okay, that's fine.
There is always a period after sunrise. So I don't eat in the morning. So I just have here a little container with some oats in, and just take 1 or 2 pieces of oat just to break the fast. That is then an extra good thing to do, actually. Samir.
I think where the confusion was, because it's Raha appearance day today as well, there was a confusion because we're supposed to be fasting till 12 noon. Normally, after Ekadashi, there's no, appearance. So you just break your fast at a certain time. But because of Vraha appearance today, that's what the confusion was, Rashmi.
That's always with the Varaha Dwadashi, because also it's Dwadashi. So fasting is done yesterday. Today is feast. It says in the calendar. Today is feast. Fasting was done yesterday. So that is kind of overlapping.
Yeah, but many people are fasting until the midday as well because of Raha. You see, that's why. That's what the confusion is.
Yes, but when the Dwadashi comes and the appearance day falls on the Dwadashi, then the fasting is actually done the day before. But I mean, there is no harm of fasting half a day for even today, but that is always with the Varaha appearance. That is the only one which is kind of overlapping. Okay.
Okay, very good. Very good, thank you.
Anything else? Ben, sorry, I muted you because you were kind of mumbling some. You were doing something. Okay, Ben.
No, I mentioned to you the last time about sharing content, but only you can share the content. You said you would try and find out about it.
If you stay on for 5 minutes after everybody is going, we're going to work it out. Because alone I can probably not work it out. Can you stay on for 5 minutes?
Yes, of course.
Okay, we'll want
and
to.
that mumbling is me. I'm chanting. I'm chanting
right.
slowly.
Okay. And yes, with your microphone on. Okay. So, that's it for tonight. Thank you very much. See you all on Saturday. And Ben, you stay on. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.